The secret to beating OCD isn't about stopping your thoughts. It's about making your compulsions as annoying as possible. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. And not only that, but I'm going to go through the treatment that we use that is going to annoy your OCD. You see, when we make something so incredibly difficult to do, we're less likely to do it. For instance, if we say, my goal is to eat less sugar, I'm going to be successful in that probably if I don't have sugar around me. I've seen this. I'm using this example because this is me. I love candy, man. Not Candy Man. Is that a movie? I love candy. I don't know why. I'm an adult that loves candy. All right, bring it down. So candy. If it's in the house, I'm going to sniff that thing out and I'm going to find it. Even though inside my head it's like, you've eaten a lot. You should probably stop. You're still eating it. But I've learned for myself, if I can find some restraint of like, I picked this up at the store. I could really eat this. That'd be really great. I'm choosing to not bring it into the house because I know I'm going to eat it. That's just my personal goal. Try not to eat as much candy. But I'm pretty golden. If it's not there, I'm not going to eat it. If I don't see it, I'm not going to eat it. And this doesn't mean that I'm avoiding it. I'm just making that more inconvenient for me to do. Because if I really wanted to, I could just go to the store and buy whatever I wanted. But I need to make something more inconvenient. And this works with compulsions as well. Since everyone with OCD has different themes, these examples I'm about to give may or may not relate to you, but here's the idea. Find something that works for you. Here are some barriers that you can possibly use. You can remove or relocate items for your compulsion. If I find myself doing the same thing over and over and over again, I'm gonna go tap this thing, or I'm gonna go wash my hands with this specific soap, remove it. Put it in a location that I don't wash my hands in the kitchen where all the family is, but that's the only place there's a soap. So it's gonna make it a little more inconvenient, so I don't know. Maybe I'll have a better chance of not doing it. If there are certain websites that I tend to go to, Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is where I'm gaining reassurance, I'm gonna make it more convenient for me to go there. Doesn't have to be 100%, I can never go there again. But can we put blocks on these things? And it's not forever, it's right now so I can tolerate this uncertainty. That yeah, you can get around all this stuff, whatever, but you're just making it harder to do so. If I notice I'm in my room every day and I'm just scrolling and I'm asking for reassurance and I'm looking and I'm researching, guess what? My phone probably is gonna stay outside of my room. I'm gonna make it more inconvenient for me to go do that. And when that urge hits, hopefully I can sit with that uncertainty on purpose, make it more meaningful instead of just like, don't do it. No, we're gonna sit there and be like, you know, I could, maybe. Yeah, that question I have in my mind, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I'm willing to sit with this discomfort and almost make that commitment. Actually, make the commitment. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not doing it. I don't care if this lasts 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm not gonna go check. I've had people put little sticky notes over areas where they find themselves doing compulsions the most. Maybe it's a light switch, maybe it's soap, maybe it's their phone. Put a sticky note on your phone. Probably, it might just fall off. You could have hundreds throughout your house reminding you, oh yeah, compulsion. You can just write the word compulsion. Write the word C on there if you have guests coming over. It doesn't matter. Have that reminder. Remind yourself, I'm making this more inconvenient. Building waiting periods before you're doing an exposure is helpful. You might set a goal for yourself. 5-minute timer. Maybe you have a sand timer. Do they have 5-minute ones? Oh, I bet they do. You just turn that thing over and you're like, I'm sitting here. I want to go check that lock. I want to go text this person. I want to ruminate about this on purpose. I'm just going to sit here at this feeling. 5 minutes goes by. Can I flip it again? 5 minutes goes by. Can I flip it again? But what we're not doing, this is where it kind of gets confusing, is people are like, okay, tolerate the uncertainty, tolerate the anxiety. And there's a difference. Yeah, I can sit there and I can be like, oh, 5 minutes, this is horrible, That's not really tolerating, like it is, but it's not. I'm sitting there with a purpose. Yeah, man, maybe this is gonna happen. Maybe I do have whatever it is. Maybe I'm sick. Maybe I offended this person. Maybe God's disappointed in me. Maybe I'm gonna notice my breathing forever. Cool, amazing, I love it. That's awesome. 5 minutes goes by, I'm still doing it. Some people create mandatory 10-minute mindfulness periods in their day. And it's not because of a compulsion, but it's to say, hey, every day, 2:30, pulling out this mindfulness app, pull up a video, and I'm just gonna listen to it for 10 minutes just to like get myself grounded, be right here in this moment. Not to relieve anxiety, not to do anything. Like, this is what I do every day, 2:30, that's what I do. Other people might write down the urge that they have. I need to go ask for reassurance, and they timestamp it. this is what I'm gonna do. I timestamped it. Let's see how long I can go before I go ask for this reassurance. Hopefully I don't do it at all, but you wanna see those timestamps get further and further and further apart, because you're gonna go back and say, I did it at 7 o'clock, even though I felt the urge at 6, so I gave into it at 7. I need to go a little bit longer next time. When that urge hits to do a compulsion, you might purposely say, okay, what am I doing right now in my life? Let me continue doing that. Am I playing a video game? Am I watching TV? Am I going boating? Am I whatever it is? Let me finish this activity before I even think about doing the compulsion. That's just another way of delaying it. And ultimately what happens is the person's like, I don't really feel like as much to do it, so I made it more inconvenient. Break up familiar sequences that trigger these compulsions. Usually it follows a pattern. So how can we break that? Okay, came home from school. On the drive home, my brain's like, think about it. Okay, how can I break that sequence? Yeah, I gotta keep riding in the car on the way home from school, but I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna have a conversation with my parent or whoever instead. I'm gonna purposely not talk about OCD whatsoever. If I come home from work, take my shoes off, I wash my hands, I go to my computer, maybe I come home from work, don't take my shoes off. I sit with that uncertainty. I don't get on my computer tonight. Break up familiar sequences. To do an exposure with some of these things, make it more inconvenient, use different bathrooms, change where you sit, where you sleep, where you work. Modify lighting. Different things can change the way that you're feeling. We all have different ways to kind of deal with things. Something's gonna work different for everyone. For me, I don't wanna be on social media as often, so it's not on my phone. It's not on my phone. It's really inconvenient. It actually really is. I only get to see it when I'm on my computer. So me posting things on social media, it's like, I gotta find websites that will help me schedule it because they don't make it easy on the web to do certain things. But when I pull out my phone, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm going to Instagram or whatever. It's not there. At the beginning, caught myself pulling out my phone. But now it's like, it's not there. So let me just keep doing what I'm doing now. How can I make something so inconvenient? We don't have to get rid of it completely. I can still use social media, but I'm meeting my goal of not being on it as often. I know people don't like this, but making it more inconvenient of having a buddy. Somebody that can help you. Somebody who can maybe call you out if you have a good relationship like that. A friend that you can say, I really am feeling this urge right now. Let me text you and say, man, I'm struggling. And they can say, hey, check in 5 minutes. Let me know how you're doing. Cool, it's 5 minutes. How about 10 minutes? Man, if you do this, I'll do this. Find a buddy. So we talked about exposure and response prevention, which is what we do for OCD. By you delaying these compulsions, making it inconvenient, you're doing a lot of the work. What we might do with exposures is you go face that fear, you lean into it a little bit more. This thing triggers me every time. I'm gonna go touch it, I'm gonna go do it, I'm gonna go whatever, as long as I'm not breaking my morals or values. And then I'm gonna use the inconvenience factor of these compulsions. Purposely not do it. And then I'm gonna repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. I definitely go into this a little bit more in my Master Your OCD online course. I'll link that down below. Go check that out. But here's the deal. People could say, but aren't you just avoiding if you take this app off your phone, if you blah, 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 blah? Kind of, but not really, because you're making it inconvenient and you could still do it. You could still do it if you want to do it. You're just making it harder. There's certain treatments where we say, go grab a fidget right now. If I have a fidget in my hand, it's in my pocket, I'm gonna grab it. If it's literally 5 feet over, I'm probably not gonna grab it. That's what I've found with people in certain treatments. It's inconvenient, they're not gonna do it. That's kind of the opposite of what we're looking for, but we want you to not do the compulsion. It's gonna feel like avoidance, but really, you're making it inconvenient. And then we slowly introduce these things back in. If you only have one thing of soap in the kitchen, that's not gonna be the rest of your life. It's just for now. Till you can resist that urge, you feel a little more comfortable, and then you're moving on. And it's soap central in your house, doesn't matter. Can you think of something right now that you could make inconvenient? A compulsion that you have? I'd love to see those in the comments. There's probably another video here. Go watch that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. If I notice that I ruminate and maybe I do have whatever it is,